Today we're putting together a really useful tool for under $1, depending of course on the price of plywood where you live, and also supposing that you have all of this equipment on hand, but that's about the sum of it. You're going to need some plywood, glue, a little bit of rubber, some electrical tape, some nuts and bolts. So a lot of that is probably, and these clamps, I forgot clamps, a ruler, but other than that, it's all probably stuff you have around the garage. Hopefully you have a decent shop and access to these tools. Otherwise, hopefully a friend does. This tool is particularly handy for carrying large, awkward boards, maybe particle board, drywall, a plank of wood. There's a number of different things that you could lift with it, but that's the gist of it. So right now what we're working on are the two grips. It's a series of stacked half teardrop shapes cut in half of plywood. And then we're going to take this rubber, we're going to apply some very strong glue. Recommend using a glove. This gentleman going skin on glue, never a really good idea. And then we're going to tape that down with electrical tape to make sure that it really does secure into place. And while that's happening, we're going to cut out the body or main body part of our grip handle, our board picker upper, whatever you decide to nickname this. And now with this lathe, we're going to work away at the handle. And of course, you feel free to customize the handle grip to whatever specifications you'd like. If you'd like to have it with grooves for each of your fingers, that's fine. If you want a straight dowel, also fine. If you want it to be like the racket handle of a tennis racket, you go for it. We're going for something a little bit more traditional, just a slightly grooved wooden handle. I think the glue has dried up now, and we're going to cut away the excess here, making sure not to cut away a little bit too much from around the edges. We'll get these in position. The body of our gripper looking a bit like a slingshot, but we're going to get nuts and bolts to secure these into place, and we want the thin ends to come together towards the center of that Y or slingshot shape. There you go, just like that. And then we're going to use an elastic, staple gun that into place, and that is going to keep them together. And it is going to bring them back together. Number one, keeping them from spinning all the way around, which is possible because they're loose on those bolts, but also keep them pulled together at the top. Handle attached, and we're just about ready to give this a test. Of course, feel free to paint this or stain it any way you like. Here we go, test run. Works like a charm. Grabs those planks like it's no big deal.